Okay, let's go back to our mapping profile again, and we want to get our mapping from our user object to our profile. So if we take a look at our mapping profiles, what we've got at the moment is we've got an activity to activity DTO, we've got our activity attendee to our profile, and notice we're using the full namespace here, the profiles.profile, and the reason for that is AutoMapper also includes a profile class. So we need to be more specific about which profile we're interested in here. So underneath this, what we'll do is we'll create a new map, and this time we want to go from our app user to our profiles.profile. And the only property that we need to update specifically in this case is going to be the image that we have inside our profile class, because this one doesn't match any properties that we have inside our app user class, but our app user does contain a username, a display name, a bio, and photos. And even though the username is a different case, in the app user class, this is an uppercase N for name, AutoMapper is going to figure out that that really is the same property. So what we can do is we can go back to our mapping profiles, and all we need to do here is update our image. So we'll say d goes to d.image, and then we'll say o for options and say o.mapFrom, and then the source we'll say s goes to s.photos, and then we want the first or default, and we'll say x goes to x.isMain, and then we can get the URL property from there. And what we should find is this just works. And what we can do is head back to Postman, and let's clean up these tabs at the top, and I'm not going to save any of those. And what we want to do is get a user's profile. So I'm going to get Bob's profile. Just a normal GET request. We need to be authenticated, but we can get other users' profiles as another user, but there's nothing to stop us getting our own profile as well using our own token. So I'll click on send, and what we find is that we get the username property set correctly, same as the display name. We don't have a bio anyway, but what we also find is that our image property is set, and we've only got one photo for this user just now because we've deleted the other ones. But we've got the image set correctly as the main photo as well. If I try and get Tom's profile, again, I'm just logged in with the same token, there's nothing to stop me from getting Tom's profile, and I click send, then we can see that we get the details back, but Tom doesn't have any images, so we don't see any images in the array. That's fine as well. So let's try adding a new photo, just so that we can test the ability to set main, and I'll go to the body, and let's pick another Batman image. This time we'll go for the 1970s Adam West Batman, and I'll click on send to add this new photo, and we get the image back. And if I go and get Bob's profile once again, I should see that there's now two photos in there, one set to true for isMain and the latest one set to false. And what I want to do is set this photo, the false one, to be the main photo. Or let's do a few tests actually. Let's try and set the already isMain photo to main first of all. So I'll just update the ID inside this URL, and once again we're sending up Bob's token here, so this should work. I'll click send, and we got problem setting main photo. And we get a 400 bad request back, which is what we're looking for, because a user shouldn't be able to set their already main photo to be their main photo. No need for that. So that is what we would expect. Let's go back to the profile, and let's try and set the newly added photo to be the main photo. So I'll go back to the request, I'll just overwrite the ID and click on send. This time we get a 200 OK, and if I go and get Bob's profile again, we should find that the isMain has switched to the new photo, and we should also find that the image is set to the one that we've just updated as well to be the main photo, and that's what we're looking for here. And just while we're here, I'll attempt to add a photo as Tom, and we've got Tom's token inside here, and let's just log in as Tom just to make sure we've got a token for Tom. And if I go back and add a photo for Tom, let's pick a photo for him, sticking with a Superman theme. And let's see if we can send this up to our API. And that looks like it works successfully. And if we go and get Tom's profile again, we should find that now he's got an image and some photos. And before we finish this section, I just want to tidy up what we're doing with our attendees, because we're returning the profile for the attendees as well. And do we want to send back the photos collection for every attendee of an activity? I'm going to say no. So we're going to tidy that up in the next lesson.